Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network, presented by Full Count Ministry and Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Now let's send it to the ballpark for today's matchup.
Welcome back to Henderson, Kentucky, where the Rhythm will take on the Flash in Game 2 of the doubleheader. The Rhythm won Game 1 5-4, a nail-biter at the end, had a 5-1 lead and gave up 3 in the 6th. Had to hold on in 7 innings. This will be a 7-inning contest as well. We'll get to the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups. First for the Rhythm, Drew Robertson leading off. He'll play center field this game. Reese Holbrook batting second again, and he'll play left field. Josh Seiler at first base. He'll bat third. Jackson Cothran behind the plate. He will hit cleanup. Caleb Nix, the DH, batting fifth. Jared White in right field, batting sixth. Ethan Huddleston, the owner of the solo home run for the Rhythm, playing third and batting seventh. Zeb Burns at second base, batting eighth. Levi Perrell batting ninth and will play shortstop, and on the mound for the Rhythm, Nick Griffin on for his second appearance as a full count Rhythm player. He's 6'4", 195-pound redshirt sophomore from the University of Arkansas, from Monticello, Arkansas. Parents are Paul and Cammie. And he will face a batting lineup for the Henderson Flash that goes like this. Evan Jobert, the third baseman, will lead off. Andrew Lee behind the plate will bat second. Crawford Kerrville will be the right fielder, batting third. Charlie Reif hitting cleanup will be the DH. Chase Christie batting fifth, play first base. Second baseman hitting sixth is Mason Simon. Center fielder Ethan Roberts will bat seventh. Sam McFarland batting eighth and playing left field. Clay Patton, the only holdover from Game 1, is batting ninth and playing shortstop again. And on the mound for the Henderson Flash, right-hander Brandon Hunsaker from Saginaw Valley State, another Saginaw Valley State starting pitcher from Almont, Michigan. Hunsaker on for his third appearance, first start of the year, as the defensive players are taking the field for Henderson. They will be the home team again here in Game 2. They have a special sponsor night tonight, so they'll have someone throwing out the first pitch, and we will have a national anthem, I believe, here for Game 2. So we'll take our break during the national anthem. The Rhythm now have an 8-game winning streak and moved to 9-3 on the season. Henderson fell in Game 1 and moves to 6-4, and they are now on a 1-game losing streak after winning 4 straight. Now it's time for our national anthem. We'll take a break and be right back on the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Score home run deals from your hometown dealer. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We've got Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every new vehicle comes with Rhythm's exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles at no additional charge. We've got great deals on deck, so step up to the plate. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram at rhythmcdjr.com. Feel the rhythm, love the ride.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions, right here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
This is home. So is this. And this. But home isn't just the stunning views or the rugged beauty. It's what you make of it. It's a place for joy and peace. A safe haven where memories are made. It's all of these things. Home is a feeling, and it's created by the people around you. This region is home, and we're so proud to be a part of it.
Welcome back to Henderson, Kentucky, where you just missed a crowd-sung national anthem as there was technical difficulties. For some reason, the entire team, I guess, is still standing out there waiting for the ceremonial first pitch, but we have lost the public address announcement and apparently all electronics coming out of the public address booth. Thankfully, we haven't lost power here at my broadcast position. They are waiting for the ceremonial first pitch. I'm not sure if a guy's going to stick his head out the window and just yell it, which is probably what I would do. They are trying to get the situation fixed, but they said, well, due to technical difficulties, we won't have a national anthem. And our home plate umpire turned around and said, let's just start singing, and he started the national anthem off, and it was excellent job. Somebody from the crowd is announcing the man who will send out the throw out the first pitch, and he said, now standing 4'5". So I hope he's a friend, and if he wasn't, if he was before, he might not be anymore. But here we go, the public address announcement now coming. They have had their fair share of technical difficulties and transportation issues, and the bus failing yesterday, and we had issues with the DJ/PA guy coming here for game one. If you weren't with us in game one, I'll go ahead and recap it while they do the ceremonial first pitch. Rhythm started out with a run in the first inning as Drew Robertson led off with he reached base on an error. I thought it was a base hit, sacrificed over to second base, and then base hit by Logan Harrell. 3 batters in, the Rhythm had the lead. Henderson Flash tied it in the bottom of the first. Rhythm with 2 runs in the third inning on 4 straight hits. And took a 3-1 lead, then scored single runs in the 4th and the 5th. The 5th run of the game was a solo home run by Ethan Huddleston, the first for a Rhythm player this year in the home park of the team that has the most home runs coming into today's action, which is only 6. Typically the Fulton Railroaders lead the Ohio Valley League in home runs with the 200-foot fence in right field. But the Henderson Flash came into today's game with the OVL lead. And the Rhythm ended up hanging on after giving up 3 runs. Jonas Smithson had gone 6 2/3 innings, actually gone 6 1/3, then walked a batter and gave up an infield single. He was relieved by Luke Elmore, who gave up a single and a double, and then the next batter reached on an error, struck the last batter out. And preserved at that point a 1-run lead and was able to hold that up in the bottom of the 7th, retiring 9-1-2 in the Henderson Flash lineup to complete the victory for Full Count, who moved to 9-3 on the season, now on an 8-game winning streak. That game took 2 hours and 5 minutes, and we are set for action here as Drew Robertson stands in. First pitch he sees at 7:55 p.m. is ball one. Drives one to left field. That will get down and should be good enough for a Dudette double as he cruises into second base with his second double of the night on the second pitch he sees from Brandon Hunsaker. Reese Holbrook steps to the plate. In this situation in the first inning of game one, he laid down a bunt. See if head coach Josh Carman he does in fact call the bunt, and Reese Holbrook pulls the bat back, and umpire calls it a strike at the shoe tops, and Reese says, ooh. I heard that on the crowd mic. Breaking pitch misses outside. Our first base umpire from game one is now behind the plate. Everybody moves in clockwise formation. Holbrook playing left field this game. That pitch misses low and inside. Hunsaker, 2 appearances all in relief, 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs that were earned, walked 5, struck out 7 batters in 4 innings, a 6.75 ERA. Reese Holbrook holds up on that breaking pitch count, goes 3 balls and a strike. Rhythm had 11 hits in game one. Second double-digit hit total for the year. As that batting average starts to rise, Reese Holbrook draws a walk, putting runners at first and second here in the top of the first inning. Thanks for joining us on the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network. Josh Seiler playing first base. Looks at a fastball in there for a called strike. Talked briefly with Gabi Perel and her mother Mimi from Lexington, North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, as Seiler looks at a called strike on the outside corner. I don't think he agreed with that. They're sitting behind me in the stands. Made the drive up from North Carolina yesterday, hoping to see yesterday's home game and catch a couple on the road here in Henderson and Du Bois County tomorrow. That fastball about nose high. No chance that Seiler's going to swing at that. He's getting out of the way of that one. Breaking pitch he was able to hold up on. Seiler was hitting cleanup in game one. He went 1 for 3. Single and an RBI, also walked, struck out twice. Looking at a 2-ball, 2-strike count with nobody out and 2 on. Robertson doubled and Holbrook walked as that ball's off the third baseman's glove. Robertson does not hold up at third, and he comes on as Reese Holbrook will take third, and we'll have a Ollie Oxenfree type moment here as heads-up base running by Josh Seiler as both he and Holbrook take unoccupied bases and put runners at second and third. And Drew Robertson, as in game one, scores the Framework Athletics first run of the game. They have not ruled yet whether that's a hit or an error. That was off the glove of Evan Jobert. And Jackson Cawthorn steps to the plate. He starts to swing, tried to hold up, but could not. So I'm going to have to go to Game Changer here to see what the official scorer rules. That pitch hits off the helmet of Jackson Cawthorn, and he'll take his base and load him up And a 6'7", 280-pound Caleb Nix steps to the plate from Dalton, Georgia. Shows 1-0 on the scoreboard, but they do rule that an error. First pitch swinging, Caleb Nix fouls that one off. So an E5 moves runners to second and third, and then a hit batter puts runners on every base. And Caleb Nix, the DH, now looking at a 1-ball, 1-strike count here in the top of the first inning. Game 2, 7-inning contest. There's a hard shot down that third base line, and it's fair. 2 runs should score. Caleb Nix lumbering around first base, and he'll get into second base with a 2-run double. And the Rhythm take a 3-0 lead. Still nobody out here in the top of the first inning.
Right fielder, Jared White.
Josh Seiler should get credit for an RBI on reaching on that error, and of course Caleb Nix gets 2 runs batted in on that double as Reese Holbrook and Josh Seiler come in to score. Jared White steps to the plate, looks at the first pitch in there for a strike. Nix's ball went right down that third base line. Ground ball to second. This will get a run in and a runner over, an RBI ground out for Jared White. And the Rhythm lead 4-0 in the top of the first.
Third baseman, Ethan Huddleston.
Caleb Nix now over at third base, and Ethan Huddleston steps to the plate. 1 out, 4 in, 1 on. Huddleston looks at a ball high. Not the start that Brandon Hunsaker was hoping for when he was sitting over there on the bench for game 1. There's a strike call in the outside corner, and Huddleston drops his bat. Lets his head fall back a little bit. Definitely not a pitch that you want to swing at if on the first strike. 1-1. Don't want to swing at that one either, about nose high. Huddleston 2 for 3 in game 1. He walked, flew out, homered, and singled. Hopefully he's getting out of that slump. There's a breaking pitch. Misses. Hunsaker thought he got him one there. 3 balls and 1 strike. Caleb Nix, who doubled down that left field line, standing on third base. He drove in 2 with that left field corner seeking ground ball as Huddleston swings through a rising fastball. Well, a full count. Ministries, full count. Zeb Burns on deck. Popped up in the infield. Second baseman Mason Simon over, and he makes the one-handed grab for out number 2. There's a no on our full count first pitch, foul ball. 3 for 4 in game 1. That made us 23 for 59 on the year now. 23 for 60. As Zeb Burns gets his first AB of the day. Swings at the first pitch, fouls that one back. Got another runner hanging out there. Reached third base on the ground out by Jared White. They like to try to score those runners at third base with less than 2 outs. It's going to take a 2-out incident here to get that run in. Could be a wild pitch. Wild pitch, pass ball, balk, but very short backstop behind catcher Andrew Lee. Breaking pitch that falls below the knees. Zeb Burns from Catawba College, one of 4 players for the Rhythm from Catawba. He fouls that one off on the other side of the Flash dugout. Zeb's a 5'10", 165-pound redshirt junior from Salisbury, North Carolina, the home of Catawba. Biology major, the son of Tim and Melinda Burns, has a mama in Salisbury and a grandpa also in Salisbury, and he is rung up on that pitch right there. I assume that was looking. 3 straight outs after the Rhythm put 5 on base. There was 1 error, 2 hits, 4 runs, 1 runner left on base. Go to the bottom of the first with a 4-0 lead. You're listening to the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knocks it out of the park with Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, all new vehicles come with a Rhythm exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, no additional charge. That's a home run. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram in Madison, just 10 minutes north of Nashville.
If you've got a dream, then we've got you covered. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is like no other.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Race back in Henderson, where the Rhythm have taken a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Nick Griffin out on the mound for the Rhythm in his second appearance. Second start, he did not get a decision his first game against DuBois County Bombers. A 3-2 win for Full Count. Pitched 3 innings, and that did not give up a hit or a run. Walked 2, struck out 5. The redshirt sophomore from the University of Arkansas, 6'4", 195 pounds. Hometown of Monticello, Arkansas. The son of Paul and Cammie Griffin. He has a brother, Grayson. Has a pop and a me mommy in Monticello, Arkansas, staying at the home of Bob and Mary McCall. Did not pitch in 2023 for Arkansas. Did get in 7 games with Arkansas in 2022. 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs that were earned. Walked 11, struck out 11. A 2.70 ERA, and he will face Evan Jobert, Andrew Lee, and Crawford Kerrville here in the bottom of the first with a 4-0 lead as he delivers fastball in there for a called strike. Actually, sorry, a swinging strike as Jobert took a healthy cut at a high fastball. Griffin, very short approach to the plate. He's pitching from basically the stretch. He just picks his leg up and goes. Yeah, we can't help the focusing on that camera. Apologize for that. We're just far enough away from the camera to not be able to do anything about that. Our $250 Sony has some limitations as Nick Griffin gets Evan Jobert swinging 3 times for out number 1. Alex Montiel, all the way from Mazante, Nicaragua, checking in on Facebook. Alex, good to hear from you. Nana from Naperville. We won the first game 5-4, Nana. Andrew Lee, the catcher, steps in, and Nick Griffin is a strike machine. Rhythm now with an 8-game winning streak, the fourth 8-game winning streak in their 2+ year history. That fastball misses high. We could go to that camera and I think you at least see a little more of the action here. It may not be quite as focused. If you're drinking and you're watching this game, maybe that looks just fine. I don't know. Not advocating that you drink and watch the Rhythm play baseball, but maybe we'll see if we can make some kind of change in that at the break. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed by the catcher wearing God's favorite number, number 7. Can't read a chapter in the book of Revelation without several references to the number 7. There is strikeout number 2 as Nick Griffin gets Andrew Lee swinging. 2 up, 2 struck out.
Batting for the flag, the right fielder, number 20,
Crawford Corville, the right fielder, steps in. 3 hits and 17 at-bats, according to the OVL website. He takes a JV hack at that one and comes up empty. He was pretty far underneath that ball, but there was no doubt as to what he was looking to do with that swing. From the Louisiana State University at Eunice, Lake Charles, Louisiana hometown. Another healthy cut. Corville, 1 RBI and 1 double. Looking at an 0-2 count from Nick Griffin, left-handed pitcher, and he comes in and strikes out the side. Everybody's swinging and everybody missing. All zeros on the board for Henderson in the first. We're scheduled for 7 here in game 2. You're listening to the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Score home run deals from your hometown dealer. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We've got Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every new vehicle comes with Rhythm's exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles at no additional charge. We've got great deals on deck, so step up to the plate. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram at rhythmcdjr.com. Feel the rhythm, love the ride.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions, right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Trying to make a little adjustment to that camera. We'll see how it turns out as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. Levi Perrell will lead off for the Rhythm. Swings at the first pitch. Fouls that one off.
Leading off in the top of the 2nd.
See if they...
Shortstop number 1, Levi Harrell.
His name is not Levi Perrell, it's Levi Perrell. I think they announced it correctly one time. So he fouls off another pitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the small Flash fans alike, please return all foul balls to the concession stand for a sweet prize.
Correll 1 for 3 in game one. He singled, also walked, flew out twice to the center fielder. That pitch gets away from catcher Andrew Lee. That looks maybe a little bit better right there. Nine, 1, and 2 scheduled here. Foul ball into the mitt of the catcher. That is 4 straight retired by Brandon Hunsaker. Drew Robertson, the grandson of Nana from Naperville, will step in. And we're back to focusing on that net. Apparently, if you go off that camera at all, it loses the focus. 2 balls, no strikes, 2. How about we get the right count up there? As a base hit into center field for Robertson. He's now 2 for 2. The OVL hits leader just keeps on going. Three hits. Keep forgetting they didn't give him that hit on that first AB. 3rd hit of the day for Drew Robertson. Reese Holbrook steps up. Seems like every time he gets to the plate, he's hitting with Robertson on base. Holbrook looks at that pitch high and away. And throw over to first base, and Drew Robertson is picked off. Now 2 outs and nobody on. There's a shot down the first base line. It'll go foul. Grand Nora from Starkville, Mississippi, checking in on Facebook. Always good to have Grand Nora. Tyler Sills' grandma down in Starkville check in as Holbrook squares around the bunt, pulls the bat back. The second time today that he's had that happen on a shin-high pitch. And he's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's ball away. Holbrook walked and scored in the first inning. That one hits his foot. He'll reach via the, I'll pull Robertson off, picked off, and then I'll put Holbrook on first base. Second hit batter by Hunsaker. Brings up Josh Seiler, who reached on an error. It's a tough play for Jobert down at third base, and kind of a tough luck error, I think, that they gave him on a ground ball that looked like it was headed into left field. There's a pitch in the dirt, throw down to second base is not in time. Ball 1 and another stolen base for Reese Holbrook. He had 2 in game 1 and now a 3rd one. That will put him at 6 for the year. And now running a runner in scoring position. Seiler an RBI on that ground out, or it reached on an error. Now look at a 3 ball, no strike count. For some reason they did not give Seiler an RBI on that, but see if we can have a chat with their official scorer and make that change. There's a 3-0 Pitch right down the can for strike one. Two outs. A runner at second base. Swing and a miss on a sinker. Well, the Full Count Ministries, full count. Swing and a miss on a slider. That ends the inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, one runner left on base. 4-0 Rhythm lead. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knocks it out of the park with Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, all new vehicles come with a Rhythm exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, no additional charge. That's a home run. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram in Madison, just 10 minutes north of Nashville.
If you've got a dream, then we've got you covered. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is like no other.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Headed to the bottom of the second. Here in game two of the doubleheader, Rhythm won game one 5-4, extended their winning streak to 8 games. Looking to get their first 9-game winning streak in Rhythm history. Now have 4 8-game winning streaks, one in 2021, 2 in 2022. Actually ended the year with an 8-game winning streak. It, of course, lost game one of the year to the Clarksville Whirlybirds on the second shutout in Rhythm history. And now have tied that 8-game winning streak, looking to make history here tonight in Henderson, Kentucky. 4, 5, and 6 due up after Nick Griffin struck out the side in the first. Charlie Reif, Chase Christie, and Mason Simon. Charlie Reif, 6 foot, 205-pound freshman from Bellarmine University. Waldron, Indiana is his hometown. He swings and fouls that one straight back. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike to the DH. Another foul ball off to the right side. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nick Griffin, not sure how long he spent in the bus during game one, but I caught him there at the beginning of the game. Fastball misses high and inside, stepped on that one. Reif, 1 base hit in 12 official plate appearances. Playing in game number 4 of the year. The pitch goes down in the dirt. Jackson Cothran behind the plate here in game 2. Reese Holbrook in left. Drew Robertson in center. Jared White out in right field. Ethan Huddleston at third. Levi Perrell at short. Zeb Burns at second. Josh Seiler at first. Nick Griffin pumps in a full count pitch that goes wide of the mark and puts a runner on at first base. First one for the Flash. Now Chase Christie, the first baseman, steps in. He's from Oakland City University. Wadesville, Indiana is where he's from, swinging it from the left side, playing first base. And Nick Griffin will pitch from the stretch for the first time. And a lefty on lefty matchup. Misses down low. Griffin had great control in inning 1, and now here in the second inning is struggling. Another pitch down in the dirt. Dug out of there by Jackson Cothran. Just finished his junior college career at Motlow State when he is headed off to Ohio University. And we'll have a mound visit by Tyler Sills, brought to you by, how about our title sponsor, Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located at 2210 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. I was there yesterday with my daughter, actually looking at a used car. Talked to Richie and his brother Matt, along with manager Elsie. Go to rhythmcdjr.com and take a look at the cars that they have. Hometown dealer, home run deals. Thanks to Ryan Duncan and his staff for their support of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. This is the third year now that they've been the title sponsor for Full Count, and we sure have appreciated them. They have been a terrific sponsor. 2-0 count to the left-handed hitting first baseman, Chase Christie. His fastball is high. Zach Williams keeping track of how many pitches go for a strike after a Tyler Sills mound visit. He just makes it up, of course, but it happens from time to time. There's a strike on the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. We'll be heading to DuBois County, Indiana tomorrow to take on the Bombers. It'll be the second game that Rhythm, actually the third game, had 2 home games against DuBois County. Pitch misses outside. So after striking out the first 3 batters in the first, Nick Griffin has walked 2 straight. Mason Simon, the second baseman, steps in. He's also from Oakland City University, hometown of Evansville, Indiana. Simon hitting .200 coming in to today's game. 3 hits and 15 at-bats. He has 1 of the 6 home runs for the Flash. 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss by Simon. That's what the pitches and the swings look like in the first inning. Nick Griffin getting back to that fastball into Jackson Cothran's glove. Jackson heading on to Ohio University. There's a foul tip in and out of the glove. Cothran, count goes no balls and 2 strikes. Cothran, an excellent defensive catcher. Swung it at about a 240, 250 clip, I believe, at Motlow State this year. I got to call a number of 3 games against the Volunteer State Pioneers, and then several games in the JUCO state tournament. Huge leads at second base. Another foul ball straight back as Charlie Rife was getting about all he wanted out there at second base. Cothran actually hit .259 for Motlow this year. Started to go, Mason, and they say no, he did not go. I agree with that assessment by our first base umpire. Talked to Josh Carmen in between games and was asking about that do-over. Tell you about it after this pitch. pitch down low. He said that the third base umpire had indicated that it was a quick pitch and that they were going to call ball 4, but the home plate umpire ends up basically overruling and saying, well, we're just going to do it over. Swing and a miss. Nick Griffin gets his 4th strikeout and the first out here in the 2nd inning. Ethan Roberts, the center fielder, steps to the plate. From Truett McConnell University, hometown McDonough, Georgia. Roberts hitting .250, has 4 hits and 16 plate appearances. Coming into the day, the Flash came in hitting .242. Swing and a miss on a pitch eye high. Which was good for 4th in the Ohio Valley League. They only had 5 hits in game 1 on their 4 runs. There's a called strike. This umpire is definitely calling the low strike. It's at least the 3rd one that I've seen already, and we're batting here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Strike 3 looking. Roberts had something to say. Apparently did not raise the ire of home plate umpire. And so now 2 outs and 2 on after walking the first 2 batters. Griffin now has struck out the next 2, and Sam McFarland will step in from Kentucky Wesleyan College. He's from right here in Henderson, Kentucky. Playing left field today. Griffin misses low and away with that one. McFarland looking for his first hit in the OVL this year. Playing in game number 5. He's 0 for 10. Has walked and been hit twice. There's a low pitch. This one not called a strike. On deck, Clay Patton, who's the only player in game 2, played in game 1. And he was the 9-hole hitter there and the shortstop. Runner at second, huge lead. That pitch rises way high, and Nick Griffin now, after getting Mason Simon and Ethan Roberts pretty quickly on strikes. Sounds like he's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of outing right now. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And now a 3rd walk. Can't see the bullpen from my vantage point. The third base dugout is in the way.
Number 12 from Chapman University, Clay Patton.
Bases are now loaded with 2 outs, and Clay Patton steps to the plate. Patton was 1 for 3 in game 1. 2 strikeouts and a single. There's a fastball high. Patton now hitting over 231. Started to swing, and then home plate umpire says he did go. Did not check. Patton, 6'3", 185 pounds, from Chapman University, hometown of Westfield, Indiana. Looking at a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and that one nearly hits him in the shins. This public address announcer, or not the PA man, but the guy who's playing the music, who in our ballpark is the same person. He's not quite as gentle and kind as Mark McDaniel is. There's a pitch right down the can. Strike 2. He's basically heckling with his DJing. 2-2 pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss, and Nick Griffin, it's all or nothing with Nick Griffin. The first 9 batters that he faces, he strikes out 6 and walks 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. We're through 2, scheduled for 7, 4-0. Full Count Rhythm leads.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
This is home. So is this. And this. But home isn't just the stunning views or the rugged beauty. It's what you make of it. It's a place for joy and peace. A safe haven where memories are made. It's all of these things. Home is a feeling, and it's created by the people around you. This region is home, and we're so proud to be a part of it.
Tim Reese back in Henderson, Kentucky. We are in game 2 of a doubleheader. The Rhythm won game 1, 5-4. Set up just to the left of behind home plate. We have a netting that is the backstop. That typically draws the focus of our cameras, so I apologize for that. Jackson Cawthorn will lead off. And he will start to swing and hold up. That pitch will be called a ball. Focusing on the net with that shot. Fouled off to the left side. One ball, one strike. Jackson was hit on the helmet in the first and later scored. He's going to look at a called strike right there. Jackson looks back at the home plate umpire, who he's been squatting in front of for a couple innings, and has a word. Fouls that pitch off. Cawthorn, a 2021 graduate from Siegel High School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Played a couple years at Montlow State. Son of Josh and Charlie Cawthorn. And he swings through a pitch right there from Brandon Hunsaker. On for his 3rd inning of work. Giving up 4 runs so far, earned runs, 3 hits. And now 4 strikeouts for Hunsaker and Caleb Nix, who drove a ball down the line, a check swing over to second base, and that'll be an easy play for Mason Simon. Caleb did not want to swing at that one. If you're a pitcher, you'll take that all day long. And now 2 outs with Jared White, who was at the plate with runners at second and third. Ended up grounding out, but drove in a run. Jared did not play in game 1. 5'9", 205-pound senior. From Georgia Southwestern. 3 players on the Rhythm roster are Hurricanes, playing a Peach Belt Conference. Drives that one foul down past the third base dugout. Swinging on the 2-0 pitch. He's from Johns Creek, Georgia. Previously played at Chattahoochee Valley Community College in Phoenix City, Alabama. Another one in the dirt. He's a business management major, the son of Becky White, who lives in Buckhead, Georgia. Has an older brother, Marcus. Not sure if we're running out of baseballs. I guess we are. There's catcher Andrew Lee looking over at his dugout, asking for some baseballs. And number 18 on the roster. Not showing again on my roster. Run some baseballs over. There's a pitch to the backstop for ball 4. 2 out. Walk.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Ethan Huddleston.
Second walk of the game for Hunsaker, and now Ethan Huddleston steps in. He popped out in the first. Hunsaker, he's reached a bit of wildness here in the third inning himself, and that will draw a visit from the, I assume, pitching coach and the catcher. Huddleston is headed to the University of Montevallo. Played 3 years at Volunteer State. Had the kind of halfway COVID year of 2021. And then was the starting shortstop, or starting second baseman in 2022 for Volunteer State. Ended up playing 12 games and ended up missing the rest of the year with an injury, a hand injury, wrist injury. Ended up getting that year back as a medical red shirt. Played in 2023. Was the starting shortstop, ended up moving to second base and then back to shortstop. Huddleston ended up playing in 92 games for Volunteer State. Hit .288 for his career. Had 7 home runs, 14 doubles and 4 triples in a very, very good year, or good career with Volunteer State. Now on the count, 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs and 1 on. 370 to dead center, and thought he hit one just to the right of that, and he's driven one to the center field again, and at the fence on a line drive. Catch is made by Ethan Roberts. He just didn't get under that one enough, or he would have had number 2, but a line out to the center fielder ends the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 2.5, scheduled for 7. 4-0 full count leads. You're listening to the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knocks it out of the park with Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, all new vehicles come with a Rhythm exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, no additional charge. That's a home run. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram in Madison, just 10 minutes north of Nashville.
If you've got a dream, then we've got you covered. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is like no other.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hello to Christina Evener, the host home mom of Jared White, who's checked in on Facebook. Said, let's go, Jared. Thank you to all of our host home families giving up your possibly peace and quiet during 2 months of the year in the summer. Appreciate the sacrifice that all of you make. John and Christina Evener are housing Jared White, the right fielder for the Rhythm, as the top of the order steps in. Nick Griffin still out on the mound. He struck out the first 3 batters that will come to the plate here in the bottom of the third. Struck out 6 batters, walked 3, and that one is about a 55-foot fastball. as the DJ continues his playing of negative sounders. 2 balls, no strikes to the third baseman. In there for a called strike. Joe Bear does not agree. Another player from LSU, Eunice. 3 balls and a strike. Not sure how long Josh Carman will go with Nick Griffin if he continues just this wild. When he's wild, he's wild. When he's on, he's throwing the ball in good spots, and these guys aren't even touching it. And there's ball 4. 4th walk of the ball game. In the second inning, he led off the inning with 2 straight walks and then 2 strikeouts, then a walk and a strikeout. So, as my son used to say, it's a little bit of a pattern. I'm hoping he's not going to continue that pattern. Andrew Lee steps in. He struck out in the first. And like Griffin took a little bit off that fastball and got it over the plate for strike 1. Trevor Barnes says, let's go full count Rhythm. Fastball low. Caroline Donaldson brooding for the Holbrooks, Reese and Coop. Aunt Caroline watching from Columbia, South Carolina. Always good to have Miss Caroline Donaldson. A huge jump. Pitch gets by Jackson Cawthorn, but that'll be a stolen base by Joe Bear. Joe Bear's 3rd stolen base in 3 attempts. Nick Griffin. I thought that was only 3 balls, but apparently ball 4, so I thought that was just 3. They let him go down there. Guess we can go on. See if I can. Guess they're not going to argue anymore, but I thought that was only 3 balls, but he went on down to first base. Guess I'd have to go back and look at the YouTube channel and see what happened, but runners at first and second. 5 walks now with 6 strikeouts. A ball has not been put in play yet. And we are 11 batters into the Henderson Flash. A runner goes. And he had a huge jump. Runners now at the corners. Of course, Nick can't fault Nick Griffin. He's concentrating on trying to throw the ball over the plate. I'm sure Andrew Lee will take off here soon. There's a fastball and a excuse me swing by the 3-hole hitter, Crawford Corville. 4-0. Nick Griffin still has not given up a hit. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the letters. Probably would have been ball 2. On deck, Charlie Reif, who was the first walk given up by Nick Griffin. Handled the first 3 in the first inning. Runner takes off, calls a strike 3, throw down to second. He's safe, and it'll be a double steal. Still, nobody has put the ball in play, but a stolen base as Joe Bear walks and then steals second, steals third, and steals home. Andrew Lee steals second. So the runners caught stealing for Jackson Cawthorn are not looking good. 4-1 Rhythm lead now with 2 outs. I'm sorry, 1 out.
Batting for the Flash, the designated hitter, number
Swing and a
21,
miss by Charlie Reif. He's batting with a runner in scoring position. Pitch above the letters. Many of the Flash batters have been swinging at that pitch right there. If they were to lay off of those, Nick Griffin be in even more trouble. There's a strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Charlie Reif, who walked and was stranded at second base. The designated hitter. Perrell trying to keep the runner close at second. Nick Griffin, a left-hander from Monticello, Arkansas. Spencer Wilkins, of course, from Monticello, Georgia. And Thomas Jefferson from Monticello, Virginia, right? Strike 3 called. And that's out number 2. All outs have been recorded via the strikeout. That's 8 strikeouts for Nick Griffin. He had 5 in 3 innings in his first outing. That was the first run given up by Nick Griffin in his now 2 outings. And now Chase Christie batting from the left side. He also walked. Fouled off the screen. You know, I'm wondering, is that the first ball that has been hit? Trying to see if I can remember if they've even fouled a ball off. Zeb Burns back to his position at second base. Cawthorn trying to frame that one, and I would doubt that Andrew Lee, the catcher, is going to, unless he just has a jump like no other. He's got to stay there with a left-handed batter up and a clear vision for Jackson Cawthorn to third base. But 2 balls and a strike now to Chase Christie. 2 outs. That's the huge lead that you're looking for, and Christie fouls it off. Lee was practically standing on third base. He had a huge jump. But Christie up there to knock him in, so he can score from second base, just like he can score from third base on a base hit. Ethan Huddleston at third, Levi Perrell at short, Zeb Burns at second, Josh Seiler at first base, and of course Jackson Cawthorn behind the plate. Catching Nick Griffin, and there's the first ground ball. Zeb Burns takes a high hop and throws over to Josh Seiler for out number 3. The first out recorded. That's not a strikeout. 1 run on no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 3, scheduled for 7. 4-1 full count lead. You're listening to the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
This is home. So is this. And this. But home isn't just the stunning views or the rugged beauty. It's what you make of it. It's a place for joy and peace. A safe haven where memories are made. It's all of these things. Home is a feeling, and it's created by the people around you. This region is home. and we're so proud to be a part of it.
Henderson Flash with a call to the bullpen in relief of Brandon Hunsaker is right-hander Logan Haslam. He is from Willamette University, hometown of San Ramon, California. Brandon Hunsaker goes 3 innings, gives up 3 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. He walked 1 batter, struck out 4, and also hit 2 batters. He is on the hook for the loss. And Haslam about got drilled by Andrew Lee, the catcher, on the throw down to second base. I don't understand why pitchers turn their heads on their catchers. I've seen too many getting drilled. Zeb Burns, Levi Perrell, and Drew Robertson here in the top of the 4th inning. There's a fastball right there at the knees. Throw back from Lee in the dirt. Burns struck out looking to end the 1st. Second baseman from Catawba College. Fouls that one right over here to me. And down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Just inside. Tough pitch to take right there. Haslam on for his 5th appearance of the year, all in relief. He's got a 2-0 record. 6 innings pitched. Another foul ball over to Levi Perrell, who's on deck. 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. Walked 7, struck out 8. Opponent's hitting 182 off of Logan Haslam. And goes 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Rhythm second baseman. We have 3 Catawba Indians here in the 4th inning. That's a ground ball, slowly hit the third base. Joe Bear's going to have to hustle. He throws a bullet to first base to retire Burns for the first out. It's his first time to show off that hose. Had one glance off of his glove and had a tough luck error in the 1st inning. I thought that was going to be a base hit to Josh Seiler, but ended up ruling it an error. Levi Perrell stands in now. He struck out to start the 2nd inning. He hits one high and deep to center field. Ethan Roberts will get under it and make the catch for out number 2. Perrell seems like he's been swinging at that first pitch on a regular basis. It's the 3rd time that he's flown out to center field. Now with 2 outs and nobody on, Drew Robertson steps in. He's 2 for 2. A dudette double in the 1st and a single in the 2nd was promptly picked off by a Hunsaker. Haslam trying to get the first 1-2-3 inning for the Flash. Robertson slashes that one foul. There was no 1-2-3 inning for the Rhythm in game 1. There were 3 for the Rhythm for Jonas Smithson, actually 4, 1 for Luke Elmore in the 7th. Robertson now, how about we get the count right? 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Fouled off the screen. We were up in Muhlenberg County. That would have readjusted our camera, but that's the downside of one of these nets. It's hard to hang a camera on a net. Haslam delivers, pitches low and away. With a name like Haslam, he ought to be from Tennessee, but he's not. Ground ball to second. Mason Simon up with it over to first base and just got the speedy Drew Robertson for the first time here in game number 2. He's now 2 for 3. So a 1-2-3 inning, the first in 11 innings for the Flash against the Rhythm. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rhythm lead 4-1. You're watching the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Whatever your destination in life, you can get there easier with a checking account from F&M Bank. At F&M, our checking accounts give you the tools you need to manage your money well, like our smart free checking account that's actually free. Because sometimes the basics are more than enough, making lives better by making banking easier. Come see us at one of our branches or online at myfmbank.com. F&M Bank, banking made easy on purpose. Member FDIC.
Slim Chickens makes it easy to feed your hungry crowd. Fresh hand-breaded tenders, perfectly fried wings, and all the southern sides made fresh for you. It's easy. Just order on the Slim's app or website and leave everything to us. You can get it delivered right to your door. Any party, any size. Slim's has your crowd covered. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hemphill Brothers call to the bullpen for the Full Count Rhythm. In relief of Nick Griffin is Aaron Hash, a right-hander from Bellarmine University, 6 foot 200-pound junior, hometown Campbellsville, Kentucky. Exercise science major, the son of Garen and Tammy Hash, and the brother to Austin, grandson of Mimi and Poppy in Campbellsville, Kentucky. And of course, as always, I have to mention, he is the nephew of Todd and Beth Cox, which is where he is spending the summer, as I believe they're out of town right now. I don't know who's watching Aaron when he's there at their house. Surely he's got an adult supervisor there. Just kidding. I'm sure they trust him. He is their nephew. His mentor is Evan Jones. Aaron Hash on in relief of Nick Jones. He goes 3 innings, no hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 5, struck out 8. And Hash is on for his 4th appearance, all in relief. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and that's exactly what the Rhythm are looking for right now, is make them hit the ball. No more walks as that first pitch is down low to Mason Simon, the second baseman, 6-hole hitter who struck out in the 2nd inning. Hash has looked really good thus far in the league. As he gets a swinging strike there. Pitched for the Hoptown Hoppers a year ago, had about 4 appearances, I believe, 3 starts for the Hoppers. Foul tip at the plate. Gill now goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4 appearances, 3 starts. He had a 3-0 record, 22 innings. Gave up 19 hits, 10 runs, but only 3 were earned, which added to that 1.21 ERA. And there is the 9th strikeout of a Flash player today, and the first for Aaron Hash. Brings to the plate Ethan Roberts, a center fielder. He was a backward K in the 2nd inning for Nick Griffin. At Bellarmine this past year, Hash had 21 appearances, 4 were starts, 0-2 record, 40 innings pitched, had 23 strikeouts. Looking to improve on an almost 8 ERA when he goes back to Bellarmine. Had his pitching coach from Bellarmine, Ross Spurgeon, that was here. I'm not sure if Ross is still in attendance. I would assume he is. He had several Bellarmine players for Henderson. There's a fastball that's rides right up in the kitchen of Ethan Roberts. He fouls that one down the first baseline foul. Nick Griffin, I believe, is coming back from injury, so just to be able to get out on the mound and throw to live batters, there's called strike, has got to be good. I'm sure he wanted a little better outing, not as many walks this time, but loosening things up, and I expect great things out of Nick Griffin from the University of Arkansas as we continue in the quest to win another championship, as Aaron Hash is doing his part here with back-to-back strikeouts in the fourth inning. The Rhythm in their history now 4-3 against the Henderson Flash. Sam McFarland, he walked in the second inning from right here in Henderson, Kentucky. First pitch misses somewhere. So Henderson versus Hendersonville. If we were a city name, we would be named the Hendersonville Rhythm, but under the umbrella of Full Count Rhythm or Full Count Ministries, you can go to fullcountministries.com and find out all that's going on in Full Count Ministry. Of course, this is week 1 of 5 weeks of mission trips to Nicaragua. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Hash a strike away from striking out the side. Tyler Cruz and Henry Jackson from the Rhythm roster are down in Nicaragua as we speak, or as I speak, and you listen. Next week, we'll have several heading down there. Jonas Smithson, our starting pitcher today. There it is. Called strike 3, and Sam McFarland is the 11th strikeout victim of Rhythm pitching. I'll keep it right here, tell you about the Full Count Ministries. There's a ministry house in Mazante, Nicaragua, which is about 4 hours outside of Managua, Nicaragua, the capital of Nicaragua. So it's about a 3-hour flight from Miami down to Managua. The guys get on a nice air-conditioned bus. Typically it's very hot in Managua, and we'll take that 4-hour bus trip with a one stop at Esteli. They get them some snacks in a basically what they would call a Walmart down there. I can't remember now the name of that place. Been to it 5 times, but so then they go down there and on a Sunday typically arrive, then play games Monday through Friday. A lot of times they'll play double headers and get in 10 games Monday through Friday and meet with the teams, neighborhood teams all over in the mountains of Nicaragua. And next week's players that'll be going, Jonas Smithson, Logan Harrell, Aiden Napier will be heading down there. Tyler Sills, the pitching coach, and former players / coach Hunter Steger and Carlos Lara will be heading down to Managua and get on that bus ride. And then later on in July, Carson Howard and Jackson Benjamin will travel down with the first group in July. That'll be a trip that my son Wilson is on as well, along with Tanner Sandell. Just now looked at the chat as we are set for action here in the top of the 5th inning. And that's Reese Holbrook looking at a first pitch strike from Logan Haslam, no relation to the former Tennessee governor, says Eric Haslam. Enjoy some perks there in Tennessee, do you? Well, if you got it, use it. 0-2 pitch misses outside. Holbrook walked and scored in the first and was hit by a pitch in the second. First time to face Logan Haslam, and did not go well for Reese Holbrook. Second inning of work for Haslam. He gets his first strikeout. He's retired all 4 batters that he's faced. Josh Seiler steps to the plate. He grounds that one to short. Clay Patton, the throw is high, and Seiler is safe. Boy, they put an E on that board about as quick as you can put one on it. Pretty tough play right there. This official scorekeeper up there, pretty tough. That brings Jackson Cothran to the plate. Yeah, that is an error after I see it again. Cothran 0 for 1, nearly got hit with a pitch again. Just a shimmy shake out of the way of that breaking pitch. Second error for the Flash. Fouled off to the left side. Cothran looking for his first hit in a while. If you go to the OVL or OhioValleyLeague.com stats, you're going to see a Jackson Cothran with a number 23 and a Jackson Cothran with a number 32. He does not have a twin brother named Jackson Cothran. Just had a mess up on his number at the beginning of the year. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Now 3 balls and a strike. So I just now see my internet box is low battery. I got to plug in, Todd Neal. There we go. Crisis averted. 3-1 pitch to Jackson Cothran with 1 out and 1 on. Popped up. Should get out of play, and it will just over the Rhythm dugout as Cothran checks his bat. And well, the Full Count Ministries full count. I would assume they're having a nice service down in Nicaragua right now. Foul ball on a ball 4 pitch right there. 1 for 2 here in game 2 of full count first pitch foul balls. Full count pitch coming, and it's misses, maybe a little high, I guess. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, I think Saturday, maybe it's 4 days of baseball. I can't remember. I think they're flying back on Sunday. I think that's what happens. That is, because the second group will come down on the same day on Sunday. So tomorrow the guys will get on the bus, head down to Managua, spend the night at the Best Western right across the street from the airport. And they'll have a share service tomorrow night that is just a wonderful service as Caleb Nick steps in, swings the first pitch he sees, fouls that one off the screen. Get a nice meal there at the Best Western and have a wonderful share service about what God's done in their lives this past week. Timeout called. Logan Haslam wants to talk to Andrew Lee. I'm not sure if they have a sign issue with a man at second base. Or if he just needs to settle down because he thought that was a strike. A big strike zone at the plate with 6'7" Caleb Nix. from Lipscomb University. He's in the transfer portal looking for a new place to call home and play some baseball. Plays first base. Waiting for him to uncork one. Probably been the biggest surprise for me in terms of the home run ball is that we hadn't seen Caleb Nix drive one out of the ballpark, and he got tied up there on a pitch on the inside corner at the knees. Called strike. Thanks for joining us on the Full Count Rhythm YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Drive out to right field. That is well hit. Back to right field, and Corville makes the catch. Not sure if Nix thought he got that one or not, but on the play, Seiler moves over to third base with 2 outs. And we have a CrossFit Hendersonville runners at the corners. Jared White steps to the plate. So 2 outs. Jackson Cothran on at first base. Jared White looks at a pitch at the letters on the outside corner for a called strike. Definitely not a pitch you want to swing at on the first pitch that you see. Logan Haslam looks like he's probably about 6'6" standing out there. That's fouled toward the Flash dugout. They don't have the heights and weights. And I didn't have a chance to look up all the pitchers and all the batters from their college websites to see their heights and weights. Did pull a few of them. But he's every bit of 6'5" out there. How about he goes 6'5", 205. 1-2 pitch to White. Swing and a miss. And down go the Rhythm. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 2 runners left on base. That is 2 strikeouts in the inning for Logan Haslam as he finishes 2 innings of work. But Full Count still leads 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Scheduled for 7 innings in this second game of the doubleheader. You're listening and watching the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, impatience, baby-like wonder, indecisive, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy. Because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Here at Pizza Ranch, our research tells us kids love our buffet. All right, kids, to recap, your favorite things about eating at Pizza Ranch: pizza, chicken leg. Wait, who said pudding plate? Joey, what's a pudding plate?
It's a plate full of pudding.
Carl, put it on the board. Kids love Pizza Ranch, and parents love that kids eat free on Tuesday nights.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
I think this kid is onto something.
Tim Reese, welcome back. I've been here. You all welcome back to Henderson, Kentucky, as Aaron Hash back out on the mound for Full Count. He will face 9-1-2 of the Henderson Flash lineup here in the bottom of the 5th. Nick Griffin with the start. He went 3 innings. Gave up 1 run. It was earned. Had 5 walks. So Evan Jobert, who's on deck, he walked and basically did it all on his own. Stole second, stole third, stole home on a 1st and 3rd situation. Breaking pitch from Hash in there for a called strike. Aaron Hash struck out the 3 batters he faced in the 4th inning. That is 2 of the 4 innings that Rhythm pitchers struck out the side. Nick Griffin did it in the first, and Hash did it in the fourth. Clay Patton, the shortstop, a strikeout victim at the plate, looking at an 0-2 pitch. Trish Lamarb checking in. The 50% of the Dave and Trish Lamarb duo. It's probably 75% actually of that duo. Trish will be back on Sunday. Who we play on Sunday, I have absolutely no idea. I can't think that far ahead. Another foul ball off to the right side. But you know, I know where I can find that answer. The old Ohio Valley League website. Ash delivers 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. That is driven down that right field line, and it will go foul off the top of the batting cage down that right field line. Bowling Green Pistons is who the Rhythm opponent is. Then they'll have a day off Monday and a day off on Tuesday, as they were scheduled to play the Owensboro River Dogs. So another 2-game off as that pitch called a ball. I think the umpire was expecting Patton to swing at that. He did not. And the only way that was not a strike, it had to have been inside. 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. And that is 4 straight for Nolan Ryan Aaron Hash. That's an old reference. I guess we need to get something new. Randy Johnson maybe, or Noah Syndergaard. Spencer Strider. And the top of the order up, Joe Bear looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. First time Joe Bear is facing a right-hander, as he was seeing Nick Griffin twice, throwing it from the left side. He has struck out, walked, and scored the only run of the game. Ash just misses down low with that pitch. Nick Judd, Spencer Wilkins, and now Luke Elmore sitting behind home plate in the stands, charting pitches. Swing and a miss on a low fastball. Rhythm win game 1, 5-4. Had their first home run of the year, Ethan Huddleston, a solo shot in the 5th inning. Breaking pitch swung on and missed. And down goes Joe Bear. 5 strikeouts in a row, all by Aaron Hash. Andrew Lee, the catcher, steps in from LSU Eunice. That's E-U-N-I-C-E. 5'8", 180-pound freshman. And he's going to look at a strike. Aaron Hash is dealing. Hash pitches from the stretch. That fastball misses down low. When we're at home, he's been our scoreboard operator a number of times, as has Jackson Benjamin. Trying to think if we ever had anybody else. Maybe it's those two. Breaking pitch. Nice sharp breaker, catches that inside corner. That is a pretty pitch, Aaron Hash. Todd Neal. They are bright. just outside. We will not see the Henderson Flash unless the game that is scheduled on Saturday, July 8th gets changed. There's a fastball called strike 3, and Aaron Hash has 6 up and 6 strikeouts as we are now headed to the 6th. 2 innings left here in this contest. And Aaron Hash and Nick Griffin have struck out 14 of the 15 outs so far. What a display by both these pitchers. 4-1 Rhythm lead. You're listening to the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese in Henderson, Kentucky. About 2.5 hours away from Framework Athletics, where we meet the Hemphill Brothers' nice 55-passenger bus. If you haven't seen a picture of that, get your son, grandson, nephew, friend, or whatever to take a picture of that bus. Send it to you. We ride in style with Full Count Rhythm, and this is the 3rd year that Miss Mary's been our bus driver, and she is the sweetest and kindest bus driver I've ever had. Ethan Huddleston steps in against Logan Haslam. Breaking pitch catches that inside corner at the knees for a called strike.
Now batting Ethan.
Huddleston's 0 for 2 here in game 2. Had 2 base hits. One of the round tripper variety in game 1 of the doubleheader. Noah and there's Ethan's brother. That ball's hit high and deep to right field, but Crawford Kerrville will get under it for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Noah Huddleston been at several of the away games, brought his girlfriend Juliana, who I was just informed passed her NCLEX after getting her nursing degree, so congratulations to Juliana, who is sitting right next to Noah, just a few feet away from the broadcast booth here. Zeb Burns, 0 for 2, steps in. Struck out in the 1st, grounded out in the 4th. Swings at a breaking pitch. Now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zeb got a couple hits here, but nothing up late as he swings through that pitch for strike 3. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning. 3rd strikeout by Haslam brings up the 9-hole hitter, Levi Perrell. So regarding that home and away situation, if it could work, maybe Josh Carman can get an agreement that Henderson would come to Hendersonville. Holy cow, he called that a strike. Oh, okay. That is, I think the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch right there was picked off the dirt by Andrew Lee. Swing and a miss there, and now down to the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Flash, we're supposed to come back to play Henderson here on July 8th. And since we're here twice, as Levi swings and misses at that pitch, maybe we can swap one of these two for that. A 1-2-3 inning for Logan Haslam, as he has now retired 5 in a row, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rhythm lead 4-1. Thanks for joining us on the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Score home run deals from your hometown dealer. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We've got Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every new vehicle comes with Rhythm's exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles at no additional charge. We've got great deals on deck, so step up to the plate. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram at rhythmcdjr.com. Feel the rhythm, love the ride.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions, right here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Aaron Hash out for inning number 3. Faced 6 batters and has 6 strikeouts. Hash came in with 6 innings worth of work and 8 strikeouts. Has not walked a batter, given up 5 hits. 1 run that was earned in his 3 appearances thus far. He's getting an extended appearance here with the 3rd inning in the 6th. As we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, Crawford Kerrville at the plate. He has struck out twice. Hash from Bellarmine University. He gets a called strike there. Good looking right-hander. Nearly takes a bite out of Crawford Kerrville. Courville. Courville. Not seen that name before. 2 balls and a strike. And down there where this umpire normally likes it, but he doesn't call that one. Strike. Scheduled for 7 innings. Remember, tomorrow's game at Du Bois County, that's Eastern time. So 6:30 Eastern. There's a ground ball to the right of Logan Harrell. He gets and flips over to Aaron Hash to retire Kerrville. So that's a 3-1 Harrell. I'm sorry, that's Josh Seiler over there. Harrell was there in the first game. Josh Seiler ranged far to his right. I thought that was going to get into the hole between first and second, but Seiler out of nowhere grabs that one, and Aaron Hash, a very athletic play to get over to cover first base for out number 1. First person to do something besides strike out against Aaron Hash. Charlie Reif steps in. He's walked and struck out. Rhythm scored 4 in the first inning and 0s across the board after that. Henderson scored 1 in the 3rd inning and 0s on the board other than that. So tomorrow's game, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central time. We should come on at 5:15 Central, 6:15 Eastern. Breaking pitch misses high. Hash appears not to have been, or is not quite as sharp in this inning. So Trevor, we're on an 8-game winning streak, looking for 9 here if we win this game. Count now goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Don't count those chickens before they're hatched. Rhythm have lost on a walk-off fashion here at Henderson in the past. Swing and a miss. And there's strikeout number 7 for Aaron Hash. 2 outs here in the 6th. A walk-off loss 2 years ago to the Henderson Flash. They scored a run in the bottom of the 9th when the game was tied 6-6. They won that one 7-6. One of 3 walk-off losses in the first year of Rhythm history, with Chase Christie stepping to the plate. First pitch misses away. A year ago, there were 2 walk-off losses. One to DuBois County. 4 runs scored in the bottom of the 9th, and the winning run scored after an error on the shortstop. Hash now gone at least 2 balls to all 3 batters he's faced here in the inning. So 3 walk-off losses in 21 and 2 in 22. The Rhythm have several more walk-off wins than they do losses, as that pitch is fouled off. Had 6 walk-off wins in the first year and 5 walk-off wins in year number 2. And of course, the biggest one in Rhythm history is the walk-off home run by Harrison Travis to win the championship against the DuBois County Bombers. 3-1 count now to the first baseman for the Henderson Flash, Mason Simon on deck. Hash doesn't want to lose him. He's retired 8 straight. And he will get a called strike as the walking it music came on a little bit early there, young man. And we'll have a Full Count Ministries full count. He didn't realize that's Aaron Hash out there on the mound. Fouled off to the left side, and we'll do it again. Now 2 for 3 on the full count. First pitch, foul balls. We did not do a Chick-fil-A Rivergate alumni spotlight today. Just wasn't prepared. We also did not do the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. I will get to that as another one is fouled off. I'll get to that one after the game. I do have one ready. Of course, Mimi is here at the game, so there's not a post on Facebook for a Bible verse. I told her to keep them coming, though. Aaron Hash to deliver another full count pitch. And there's again fouled off. That's 3 in a row. The umpire now looking for some more baseballs. Although that one came right back to Jackson Cothran. Chase Christie from Oakland City University, Wadesville, Indiana is where he has most of his clothes probably. 3-2 pitch. That is lined right at the third baseman, Ethan Huddleston, who makes the grab for out number 3. And now we're going to the last inning, top of the 7th. Rhythm lead 4-1. Let's see if we can hold on for the 9th win in a row. You're listening to the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese for the 7th inning. And the Flash with the 3rd pitcher of the ball game, a local product. Number 6 left-hander Drew Meadows from Oakland City University. He is on in relief of Logan Haslam, who went 3 innings, no hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 4 batters, and did not hit a batter. Drew Meadows on for his first appearance, is that right? I don't see him on the stat list, so I'm going to say yes. On for his first, and he's going to face left-hander Drew Robertson and left-hander Reese Holbrook. Robertson squares the bunt, but pulls the bat back. Pitch called a ball, so surely Henderson going lefty-lefty here is 3 out of the first 4 batters in the lineup are left-handed. That ball is coming right back and knocks Todd Neal's Verizon hotspot down off the net. Let me see if my man Noah Huddleston can retrieve that and make sure we still got internet. Thank you to Noah. Unplugged it. We got a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball off the glove of the pitcher Meadows. He'll throw to first base and just get Robertson. Knocked it down and recovered in time to throw out the Rhythm center fielder who is 2 for 4 now. Reese Holbrook steps in. He squares the bunt. They're coming after me, folks. Foul balls, wild pitches. It's all a conspiracy. They don't want me to get to that full count Ministries verse of the game, apparently. There's another foul ball over this way. I better save my binoculars. I better get them down so they don't get drilled. Hopefully the netting here is tightly wound and I won't get one off the face. Another foul ball the other way. Holbrook walked and scored in the first, was hit by a pitch in the second, stole second, but was stranded there, and then struck out in the 5th. He's 0 for 1. 1-2 pitch. That's a pitch in the dirt. And say hello to Josh Seiler as he comes to retrieve that pitch. That's fisted toward the shortstop. That will hit the dirt. They're not going to get Reese Holbrook on that. Flare out to shortstop. Clay Patton's only play would have been to make the catch in the air. Reese Holbrook with an infield single. That is the 4th hit of the game for the Rhythm. Had 2 hits in the first, 1 in the second. That's the first hit since the 2nd inning. A 1 out base runner, and Josh Seiler steps to the plate. Be nice if he could take a hack at a good fastball right here from Drew Meadows and see if he can hit one over the fence. There's a pitch at the knees. We've been seeing that low strike called all game long. Can't be surprised at that. And Seiler now down in the count, 0-2. This is away. Todd, I think it's still working. Taking his licking. Just misses down low. We couldn't do this broadcast without you, Todd. There's a drive into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Nice swing on a good pitch right there by Josh Seiler. Runners now at first and second. Seiler now 1 for 4. He's reached twice on errors. This time reaches on a solid base hit. Drew Meadows got Drew Robertson. Drew is spelled D-R-U on the roster sheet. Now another left-handed batter. Jackson Cothran, as Andrew Lee digs that one out of the dirt. On deck, Caleb Nix. Time is called, and we'll have a visit by, I assume, the pitching coach on the slow walk out to first base. So the Rhythm, after winning game 1 5-4, they held on. Jonas Smithson got that win, his 3rd win of the year. Luke Elmore with the save. Logan Harrell had 2 base hits and 2 RBIs. Cooper Holbrook with 2 hits. Ethan Huddleston 2 hits. One was a home run, a solo shot. Ended up being the game winner. 8 of the 9 batters in the lineup had hits. And 4 of them had 2 hits. They collected 11 for the game. Only 5 hits here in game 2. But had good timing and also an error that scored. And the visit's over, and there's a pitch in there for a called strike. I said that Hunsaker had 4 runs and all were earned. One of those runs that scored reached on an error. The ball's in the dirt right in front of Andrew Lee, and able to find it in time to keep the runners at first and second. So Brandon Hunsaker started with 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 were earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. That pitch nearly hits Jackson Cothran in the helmet for the 2nd time today. He was hit in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, looking for his first hit. And he fouls one back here that does not hit my camera, and well, the Full Count Ministries full count. On deck, Caleb Nix. Two on, 1 out. There's now 3 on with 1 out. First walk by Drew Meadows. Caleb Nix, the DH, steps in. The runner is stealing home, and he will get in there safely. Oh, my goodness, they called him out. Are you kidding me? That whole thing surprised me, but there's no way in the world he was out. Oh my gosh. And they called a ball. Runners now at the corners, brought to you by CrossFit Hendersonville. 2 outs. And a ball off the glove of Jobert at 3rd, and that'll be an infield single for Caleb Nix, and 1 run will come in. As runners now at 1st and 2nd. I can't get over that call at the plate. I mean, a straight steal of home. Jared White steps in. Infield single for Caleb Nix. Nice block there by Andrew Lee. So 1 run, an insurance run right there that comes in. There's going to be a strike called, 2-0. Had to get my book up to date. 2 balls and a strike. Now 3 balls. So 3 hits here in the inning. On deck, Ethan Huddleston. There's a shot right at the first baseman who makes the catch. For out number 3, 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Rhythm lead 5-1. See if we can sweep a doubleheader here in Henderson, Kentucky. Probably have a new pitcher. We will. We'll tell you about it when we return on the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
This is home. So is this. And this. But home isn't just the stunning views or the rugged beauty. It's what you make of it. It's a place for joy and peace. A safe haven where memories are made. It's all of these things. Home is a feeling, and it's created by the people around you. This region is home, and we're so proud to be a part of it.
Welcome back to Henderson, Kentucky, where the Rhythm trying to take game 1 and 2 from the Henderson Flash. And we have a Hemphill Brothers call to the bullpen from MTSU. Jackson Underwood on in relief of Aaron Hash, who pitched 3 innings and perfect innings. Faced 9 and retired all 9. Jackson Underwood, 6'2", 200-pound right-hander. Sophomore from Murfreesboro Riverdale High School, business administration major. The son of Chad and Jennifer Underwood, brother to Josie and Gemma, grandson of Grandma in Gordonsville, and Pappy and Mimi in Hendersonville, staying at the host home of Jimmy and Linda Edwards, along with first base coach Harrison Travis. His mentor is Austin Smith. And Jackson getting his 3rd appearance of the year. He's thrown 4 innings, given up 2 hits, 1 run. Was not earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not a save situation for Jackson now that the Rhythm have a 4-run lead. Rhythm trying to get their 10th win of the year against 3 losses. And Jackson Underwood will face 6, 7, and 8 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch in there for a called strike. I'll have to go back. I am interested to go back and see if I got the camera angle. I probably should have left it on the other camera, but Reese Holbrook just totally surprised me by trying to straight steal at home. There's a tapper that will come off the netting, but will not harm any of the Full Count Rhythm broadcast equipment. Count now goes with no balls and 2 strikes. 15 batters have been retired via the strikeout by both Nick Griffin and Aaron Hash. 6 times 3 is 18, folks. 18 outs in 6 innings. 15 by strikeout. And now make it 16. 3rd time that Mason Simon's gone down. Ethan Roberts will step up. He's also struck out twice.
Now batting Ethan Roberts.
Swing and a miss. Underwood rocks and fires and gets another swing and a miss. Griffin was the Jekyll and Hyde today. He had 5 walks and 8 strikeouts in his 3 innings. Aaron Hash did not allow a base runner. And there is a ground ball to second base. Zeb Burns will range behind the pitcher's mound, throw on the run for out number 2. And Rhythm are an out away from sweeping the doubleheader and getting their first 9-game winning streak. Started the season 1-3, lost game 1, won game 2, and then lost 3 and 4 for the first time to ever be 2 games below 500 in their history, as Underwood's delivery misses outside. And then have been on an 8-game winning streak, hoping to make it 9 as they lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss by Sam McFarland. He walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Not sure if they'll give the win to Nick Griffin, as he's only gone 3. That ball's hit out to center field. That should be a can of corn for Drew Robertson. And there, folks, is a no-hitter. The Full Count Rhythm have just no-hit Henderson in 2 hours and 2 minutes and have won their 9th in a row. What a performance for the Full Count Rhythm. First no-hitter in Rhythm history. Right there, a 3-pitcher no-hitter. Not a shutout, but no hits given up by Nick Griffin, Aaron Hash, or Jackson Underwood. I'd give the win to Nick Griffin. He's kind of on a pitch count, but I don't know what they'll do. The loss will go to Hunsaker. So you'll have to either check Game Changer or check the stats later. But let's get to the Chick-fil-A, or Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We're going to have to give the player of the game, the Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram player of the game, to all 3 pitchers, Nick Griffin, Aaron Hash, and Jackson Underwood, for a 3-man no-hitter. But the Full Count Ministries verse of the game is 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. That's 2 Chronicles 7:14. A fantastic verse in the Old Testament as we go final here at Henderson. 5-1, Full Count wins it. And they move to 10-3 on the season. Henderson falls to 6-5. Join us tomorrow at Du Bois County, where we will go on the air at 5:15 Central Time. Remember, it is an Eastern time zone, but we will be on at 5:15 Central. So for head coach and general manager Josh Carman, this is Tim Reese saying so long for now. God bless you. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministry and Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. See you next time on the Full Count Broadcast Network.